Several families of campers and counselors who died at Camp Mystic during July's flash flooding in Central Texas are suing the camp and its owners. The victims' families are accusing the camp in separate lawsuits of negligence. They also claim officials ordered the girls to stay in their cabins as the floodwaters rose. Camp Mystic is located along the Guadalupe River, which rose from 14 feet to about 30 feet within an hour. 27 people died at the camp in total. Let's bring in CBS News correspondent Jason Allen for more. Jason, what do these lawsuits allege, and what are the families of these campers and counselors seeking?
Well, let's start with that second part, because all of these lawsuits, and they're starting to add up now, several of them filed over the last 2 days, are looking for some sort of accountability from Camp Mystic in the deaths of all of these girls. They're looking for the camp to take some sort of responsibility. And yes, there is a request for damages. A couple of them list damages over $1 million. That's pretty typical of what you will see in these types of injury lawsuits or negligence lawsuits that are filed in Texas. Most of the suits so far seem to allege some of the same things, that the camp directors, the camp owners had this property for decades, going back to the 1930s, saying that they knew of the potential danger of flooding there on the Guadalupe River, saying that they had many opportunities to make changes there, maybe moving some of those cabins back from the area where they were close to the river, and saying that they chose not to do that. And then also talking more, as you mentioned, about those evacuation plans, and saying that even in those hours of the flooding when the rain had started, that those evacuation plans fell short, and saying even a few different decisions over those hours, those early morning hours, could have saved those children instead of leading to their deaths.
How is Camp Mystic responding to these lawsuits?
Well, Camp Mystic is responding in a couple of ways. One, saying that they empathize with families and that they are in prayer for them every day, but also saying that this was a flood of a proportion that they really didn't have warning of and understand. We talked to an attorney today who is representing the family, the ownership family, the Eastlands, and Camp Mystic. Here's what he told me.
This was a 1,000-year flood, that the levels of the flooding were far higher than anybody had ever seen before or had any reason to anticipate. And the actions of those at Camp Mystic are not the reasons that these young ladies died. The reason was that they did not get a warning.
And so they expect to fight these lawsuits vigorously, and Camp Mystic is continuing on with plans to open an area next summer that is away from that area that flooded.
Jason Allen, thank you.